Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mindset Matters podcast. I'm your host, Riley Jensen, and today we're talking about E plus R equals O and how your response matters. All right, so here's another question for you. Have you ever said or done something in the heat of the moment and instantly regretted it? Now, what if I told you that the entire field of sports psychology hinges on mastering that exact moment? Today's episode, inspired by Chapter 2 of my book, Pure Unadulterated Guts, is about one of the most powerful concepts I know, E plus R equals O. The event that happens to you plus your response equals outcome. It's simple, but not easy. And it starts with a story from one of the most resilient minds in modern history, Viktor Frankl. Frankl survived the Holocaust. He lost his family, his health, his freedom, but not control over his attitude. He famously wrote the following: "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." That's what this episode is all about, choosing your response. Because in sports, in business, and in life, your response is your superpower. So let me break this down for you. E is for the event that happens to you. Things you can't control, like the weather, a coach's decision, a missed call, someone cutting you off in traffic. R is for your response. That's the choice. Do you lash out? Do you breathe? Or do you reset? O is for the outcome that happens. You don't always control it, but your response can change everything. Let me give you a real-world example that cost two NFL players millions. Less than 3 minutes into a game between the Broncos and the Raiders a few years back, Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree threw punches. Why? A chain-snatching incident from a year earlier still festered between them. What could have been handled with a conversation or even just maturity erupted into a full-blown brawl. The result? Suspensions, fines, damaged reputations. All over 90 seconds of poor emotional control. Here's some of the science behind it. Your brain releases chemicals when you are triggered. Those chemicals last about 90 seconds. If you feel anger longer than that, well, that's you choosing to stay mad. Let me say that again. After 90 seconds, the emotion becomes your choice. Neuroscientist Jill Bolt Taylor put it like this. She said, if you're still angry after 90 seconds, it's because you've chosen to let that circuit continue to run. That's wild, right? I think it is. So here's the big takeaway. The event doesn't define you. Your response does. Now it's your turn. I want you to think about your own E plus R equals O moment this week. What was the event that happened to you? And what outcome did it create? Even more important, what would you do differently next time? Shoot me a DM, tag me in your post, or email me at riley@rjpg.com with your thoughts. I'd love to hear your story. And maybe I'll even feature it in an upcoming episode. Want more tools like this? You'll find this and more in Chapter 2 of Pure Unadulterated Guts. It's not just a book, it's a playbook for high performers. And remember, you can't always control the event, but you can always control your response. That's what Pure Unadulterated Guts is.